Well, good morning, Lionhearts. It's your old pal, Jordan the Lion, and what you see behind me has nothing to do with what we're gonna vlog today. But what we are gonna do today, we are in Santa Cruz. And I think since I moved to California, I don't think I've seen a bumper sticker more often than the place that we're gonna go today, the mystery spot. So, much like what's behind me, this unexplained mystery, we're gonna see another unexplained mystery today that they say might be one of the most unexplained things in the US. So, Daze with Jordan the Lion begins now. Here's our first indicator, the mystery spot, 2 miles. We found it. This is one of those mysteries of the redwood forest. And there's that famous bumper sticker. Now this should be exciting because before I was a vlogger, I would see that bumper sticker everywhere, and what I thought it was is I thought it was a record store. I thought it was a famous record shop in Santa Cruz. And then when I started vlogging, I realized, oh no, this is one of those bizarre kind of unexplained attractions that people have different theories as to why it is what it is, but no one really definitively knows. Well, I'll take a look. I think they found one thing they could do with all those bumper stickers. I mean, they did a fantastic job too. They're all symmetrical and everything. It's perfect. Oh, so take a look at everything here. Restrooms, hiking trails, smoking area, picnic canteen, gift store, and here's our entrance. Let's check out some other souvenirs here. You can get your mining helmet, you can get your koozies. Oh, that's funny. Your slingshots and your patches. And boom. Oh, I totally got to get some green mystery spot glasses, don't I? This is a great merch store. Really cool shirts to choose from. Take a look. Got all kinds of stuff. Alright, I think our tour's about to start, so let's roll. And if you notice, these drinking glasses are kind of built on a slant. That's a little bit of a hint as to what the mystery spot's all about.
He knew last time. But I don't know if he like had.
Wow, look at those redwood trees, huh? And this looks like this is going to be our pathway up.
So all of this land you guys see around you, at one point in time was owned by a lumber company about 8 decades ago. Until one day in 1939, all of this land was purchased by a man named George Prather. George originally only wanted to buy this flat section of land out here, which I'm pretty sure you've all seen. It is called our parking lot. And he wanted to build a summer home out there for himself and his family. But this lumber company, they insisted that George also buy this hillside right here. And the reasons behind all of that, any of the buildings the lumber company had tried to build up there, well, they warned him that they all eventually and mysteriously seemed to just slide down the hill, and they were all destroyed. But George didn't really believe any of that, so he of course decided to buy this land anyways, but he hired a team of surveyors to come out here and inspect all of this for him. But when they got here, they started to notice some very strange things. The first thing they noticed was that this hill right here was actually much harder to walk up than it should have been. It's been said this hill is about twice as difficult to walk up as any hill of the same gradient in the area. And I can tell you guys all seem pretty excited about it. Yeah, we're about to walk up this hill. I don't actually go to the gym. I just work here 5 days a week. Yeah, that's great. The second thing they noticed was that their compasses were reading a little bit inaccurate here. Sometimes off by about 180 degrees. Now that would of course make, you know, north become south and east would become west. Okay, one person's awake here, what a great sign. The third thing they noticed was that all of these strange forces that seem to happen here at the mystery spot, well, they all seem to happen in a very small area, roughly about 150 feet in diameter, with this cabins you can kind of see up there on the hill being the center of all of this. And then continuing down this hillside over here, through these trees, through these blocks, and up and around this hillside again, forming a giant circle, which is why it's otherwise now known as the mystery
spot
circle. I'm just kidding. So when I stand over here, I'm actually standing outside the mystery spot. So congratulations, everybody on this side. You've already made it to the mystery spot. Sorry, my friends, you're very close. Don't worry, you're going to be here soon. It's just another $8. When I move over here, I'm now sitting inside the mystery spot as well, but you guys might notice that I've developed a lean. Now, like I said, guys, these blocks mark the inside and the outside of the mystery spot. And now these things were placed here level originally as part of this first demonstration we're going to do. But these trees, you know, they've grown quite a lot over the past years. So gradually over time, their roots, they shift these blocks around enough to the point they no longer are flat level. Well, this demonstration, it does require level ground. So our solutions to all of this have been a little bit limited. We didn't want to harm or cut down these trees. So naturally, we cut down someone else's trees. And we got these wooden boards, and we tapered the bottoms of them so they are flat on these blocks. That probably sounds funny to you guys. So what I'm going to do on that note is I'm going to show this to you all with a thing called a level. Do you guys all know how a level works? Pretty good? Yeah? But I'm just going to ask you guys, what do you think when you look at this? I mean, where's the level? What do you guys think? Pretty level, right? Looks like it. By all appearances, one level board. Well, what about this one, guys? Same sort of thing, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if I flip this over, just to show you guys we didn't mess with it, or, you know, flip it around, same thing, right? You guys all spent $8 to see two level boards. But as you move inside the mystery spot, well, you start to develop this lean. Now, the lean here, of course, doesn't seem like very much, but as we get up this hill, guys, gradually, we're all going to develop a 12-degree lean. And at one point, a 17-degree lean. Now this lean is actually in that photograph over there on the wall, if you guys want to see. That is the Life magazine of 1948. How do we know it's 1948? Well, look at the man's pants. But what's really funny about that picture is not actually the clothing or the lean, it's the woman's name. Because her name, ironically, was Eileen. Take it at your own leisure. It's only about 2 more miles.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely more challenging than normal.
Exercise portion. Okay, so we're gonna take a right at this point. And it stops there. Honorable mentions. You guys tried. Maybe next time. So how was it, guys? Was it steep?
Yeah.
Yes. Feel heavy. Yeah, it feels heavy, right? Interesting. In this next part of the tour and throughout the rest of it, you may start to feel a little dizzy, perhaps nauseous or strange, but don't worry, that's all normal at the mystery spot. These effects usually go away in a few weeks.
Wow! Look at that lean.
It's yeah, come on, guys.
Look at his lean.
We're gonna have to kind of scoot around, like make a half circle sort of thing. But of course, you know,
the ground.
Wherever you feel most inclined.
Why would they ever do it?
You can actually see this lean better in yourselves, you know, if you look at your own feet. You can probably see your feet are kind of off the side, which is a little strange. But this is more pronounced if you just point them like this, kind of like they are, toward the top of the hill. You can probably notice that now your feet are way underneath you.
Smooth criminal.
Smooth criminal. Yeah, if you stick your arms out behind you like this, you might feel the spirit of Michael Jackson. So this thing was built in 1940, but, you know, it wasn't actually built here. Believe it or not, it was built about 10 feet up this hill. But 2 months after this cabin was built, as the story goes, in a landslide, it came crashing down, but it stopped right here. Well, why did it stop here? If you guys look around, you notice anything that might have stopped like that?
This, the tree.
The big old tree, yeah. A lot of people think it's a tree, and it's a good guess, but that's a redwood tree. They're known to grow very fast, guys. Just a fun fact, about 1 foot to 3 feet in a year sometimes. But this cabin being built in 1940, well, that means it's 79 years old this year. Do you guys remember who owned this land before George?
Logging company.
Yeah. And so, like much of Santa Cruz, this entire property was completely clear-cut in the 1930s. And so all these trees, despite how tall and old they look, they're all second growth. And so they were simply too young to be here when this happened. We believe this cabin stopped here not because of a physical object. We believe it stopped here because here's where the center of the mystery spot is, where these strange forces seem to come together at their strongest. Pushing and pulling equally in all directions, somehow they held the cabin in place. That probably makes no sense to you guys. Yes, it's a little hard to understand, so to better show you guys this, I need the requirement of a very special scientific tool. Board of Mystery.
Ooh.
Pretty cool, right? I sense a lot of disappointment. You guys look a little bored. Don't worry, guys. It gets better. This is actually shock thousands, and I'm going to show you guys why. But before I do, I want to just ask you guys, just off the top of your head, when you look at this thing, do you think it's flat?
No.
Or do you think this is the higher side? Or maybe the lower side? Well, anybody think this is the higher side? Higher side? Looks like it, right? Yeah, about half of you guys. What about flat? Does anyone think it's flat? Okay, we got a couple people. What about lower on this side? Anything it's lower? Okay, so yeah, voting all three. No, it's just are you from Florida? No. Anybody not thinking at all? I got a level, and if you guys want to look at this thing, you can see that the bubbles are all moving, right? It's not a taper level. It's not shaved down. So if I let go of my hand right now, what should happen?
Should roll.
Oh.
If it's flat?
Oh, it should sit there.
Sit there, right? But it looks like it should roll down, right?
It's because of the thing.
Well, if we roll this down the cabin, guys, it should probably fall off or stop, right?
Whoa. It just goes back up.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, we should join a choir.
Hocus pocus.
So these weird forces that, we tell you guys about. We believe the strongest point of the mystery spot is here where this cabin is. And so that no matter how many times, for example, you push or roll a cylindrical object, like a ball in this cabin, well, whatever this force is wants to push this object out. Now, in a moment, guys, when we go inside this cabin, you will get a chance to feel this force. It's a real thing. But either way, this is the part of the tour where you're going to get skeptical. And that's understandable because, there's got to be a way this is rigged, right? Maybe there's a small motor or a small magnet.
Who's inside the
A
cabin?
small hamster. Yeah. Who's in there? No. Or maybe we roll or carved a V into this board, and so that would cause the ball, when you roll in there, it would get turned around, pushed out. That's a good idea, but first of all, we're not smart enough to do that, guys, but even if we were, you can see we didn't do that. There is no V carved in this board. But even if there was, well, that wouldn't work if you turn the board around, because the ball would eventually stop when it hit the smallest point. But as you can see, the same thing happens. You can see it's a little dinged up, but it is trying to do the same thing. But, what about water? Even water, guys, if you pour water on this board, you'll notice that none of this will go into the cabin. It's just going to stop and go right out again. But something even cooler we notice is that the board of mystery seems to take water and turns it into tequila. Watch your step, watch out for others. And if you don't like this experience, guys, you don't have to be in here. We know some people get vertigo and, they get really dizzy and stuff like that. So if it's not for you, that's okay. But, give it a shot. It's the mystery spot, guys. If you want to see it, come on in. There is a little bit of a learning curve.
Whoa!
As you will
Jeez, dude! Whoa! Holy smoke! I feel like I'm gonna fall over just walking around in here.
It's pretty crazy.
I'll set my camera up in a little bit, guys, and you can see what it's like in here.
Oh, okay, be careful.
Wow! Look at this room. Here, let me turn around if I can. You guys can see other people coming in.
Especially, just come in for now, guys.
Like a lot of people don't even want to come in. Now I'm in the corner of the room.
I don't wish that upon you, so. All right. Well, welcome to the jungle. I mean the cabin. We're all now standing at about a 17-degree lead.
Wow.
Now, I'm actually sitting straight up and down right now, guys, as you can all probably tell. But, so are you guys. If you look around, we're all doing the same thing. It's much like the Life magazine you saw down there. Or maybe you've seen the movie Titanic. Not quite, but pick your pose. I'm a little lonely up here if you catch my drift. If you guys want to come up here, you're more than welcome to. Our only suggestion is don't jump straight down off the table. You'll probably go under the table.
Wow. They have traction mats. Look how I have to stand just to stay up.
Come this way too if you want. It's okay.
This is weird. Look at it.
What is it, guys? What do you think? Any other guesses? The most obvious answer, right? Yes, it is technically a plumb weight, but it's actually a pendulum in this case. And if you guys don't already know, a pendulum is supposed to swing equally in either direction. Well, watch this. I give it a little push. Then it goes right over there. Now, I barely pushed this ball, guys. It doesn't swing equally. But it also becomes harder, interestingly, to try to bring it this way. It takes a lot more strength. But it'll also pull you right back. So if you do play this, be conscious. Don't make anybody unconscious. Very heavy. This is the same angle as the cabin, but it's just the opposite direction. But you'll notice that, you know, you're at the same lean as us. Might tell you something about this place. And there's one more thing. This ladder, I don't really know what it's supposed to do, but I like to call it the Spider-Man ladder. Pretty self-explanatory. You guys have 10 minutes, have fun, be careful.
This is the exit of the house. Look at that. Holy cow.
You guys okay out there?
So this is the back of the house. So you guys can see how bad the lean truly is with everybody in there right now. I'm on level ground. Can you just tell by the ground? Look at how much that slants as people try and move around in there. So cool.
That's also really interesting too.
This is so freaking crazy. I love it. Look at everybody. This was the first tour of the day, so it's kind of packed, but just look at that lean on the pendulum. That's crazy. Whoa. Dude, that was freaking neat. Talk about epic roadside attractions. Oh yeah, you gotta check this out if you're in Santa Cruz.
So I just want to ask you guys, when you look at this, do you think it's flat?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, probably, right? But what if it's not? If it's not, wouldn't this side that's closest to him be the higher side, right? Well, I don't know if any of you guys can see this from where you are, but anybody want to take a look? Can you see it? Can you see where the bubble's going? That way. So that means that side where she is the higher side. So I still have this pool ball, guys. I'm gonna put it down on this bench just to see what happens.
I try not to.
Oh my God, the ball rolls downhill. That's not that weird. Let's just make sure. Ooh. He's about 5'11", 6 foot. Is anybody 5'9" or 5'8", maybe?
I'm probably 5'8".
5'8", okay. Could you stand next to him carefully right about here? Just watch that. Anybody here 5'6" or 5'5"? Probably right around there. Maybe could one of you folks here help us? You can tell you're organized, no offense, shortest to tallest. Now, none of you guys can see the cabin behind your heads, right? I mean, unless you look at it. So they can't reference the cabin as something. So what we're going to do, I'm going to ask you two to switch places. The two of you guys, be careful. Watch your step, the pool will be right here. And then can I ask you, miss, and you switch places, so you two right here. And then the two of you, once they get up there, just be careful. It's better if you wait until they're, yeah. All right, and now as you can see, guys, we level things out pretty nicely. If they look left and right, you're all about the same height.
Here's our walk down.
All right, there's one last thing.
Not anywhere near as bad going down as it was going up. Warning. Well, that was an awesome experience. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you're ever out in Santa Cruz, definitely swing out this way. It's only $8 to go check this out, but I think you guys can see that it's definitely worth it. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you all later. Goodbye.